Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2023, the album. Dad, summer 2023 is over. She can't come to the building right now. Available summer 2024, the album. Dad, shimmy, shimmy, AF. Come hear Uncle John's band playing to the tide. Come on along or go alone. He's come to take the children home. Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Boost! How are you guys doing today? I filmed a video late last night, and I was like, I don't know if I should post this video or not. I was like, I had a lot of thoughts about it. I watched it back last night, and I was like, yeah, like, I have a lot to say. Like, I'm going to post this video. And then today, after sleeping and going to brunch, I watched the video back, and I was like, I don't know if I should post this video or not. It's called, You Were Warned, okay? You were warned, now find out. Because I've said it in many of my videos, okay? Fuck around and find out. But then, I was like, trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt, and so I was like, watching some of their videos, and like, literally everything that they have ever called, like, they are so, like, hateful and unhinged, and like, I swear to God, like, every video that I would pull up of theirs, right, like, they would say, like, oh, so-and-so is bad, but, like, Peter Monn is so much worse, like, every video, and I was like, no, you know what, F it, I'm gonna post this video, right, so I posted the video, and you guys were responding to it, like, very nicely, and I just want to say I really, really appreciate it. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I am going to be coming up with some new merch. Okay, two things I'm already going to say is something about boring turds, because everybody wants me to make boring turd merch. And then I'm also going to have a t-shirt that says cussing is my first language. If you guys have suggestions for merch, please, that you would like, because I'm doing it for you guys, right? Like, I mean, obviously I'm going to make a little coin off of that, right? I'm going to make a little Robbie D. Christie coin off of that. But no, I'm not, don't be putting her name in any of my merch. I can't do that, okay? I can't, and people are always like, make merch that says, no, Tati, no. No, I can't do that, okay? First of all, that was Gabrielle Zamora's line, okay? And that's Tati's name, so listen, okay? She's quick with the sue. I can't. And no, I'm not talking about Sally Joe Sue, okay? She's quick with the sue, and I can't be getting sued by Tati Westbrook, okay? I don't have Tati Westbrook kind of money, okay? So I'm not coming up with no merch that says, no, Tati, no, okay? I'm sitting in courtrooms for years on end, okay, about some t-shirt that says no, Tati, no, right? We ain't doing all that, okay? But I can say boring turds, and I can say cussing is my first language. So if you guys have other merch ideas for me, please put it in the comment section below, because I'm going to come up with some new merch, okay, for you all. So those were the first two things I want to say. The third thing I want to say, well, first I need to put on some lip gloss. I got some things to say in this video today. This is kind of like an OG drama video today. This is about Jeffree Star and Trisha Paytas. Oh my lord. Woo! You know, whenever I talk about Trisha Paytas, the stalkers come out at night. The stalkers come out at night. Boost! It don't really matter what I say about Trisha Paytas, okay? I'm either giving her a free pass or I'm too hard on her. So it don't really matter what I say, okay? So I already know, tomorrow I'm probably going to get 4 calls from my doctor's office of people trying to get my medical records because I talked about Trisha Paytas in my videos today. So I'm fully prepared for all that, okay? My Monday tomorrow will be very, very busy. You want to talk about unhinged, okay? Super fans of these people are so unhinged. Like, they literally, it's like that scene when Tani was talking about, we better get prepared, because now that she's coming out and talking about Jeffree Star, we need to be prepared because he's going to come out. He never came out. He never came out for you, Tati, okay? I said it, okay? I said it. I said what I said. One of my favorite things to do is, and I'm so excited because tonight is the second part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Girl, I have to just tell you right now, okay? Like, I am, like, living for my moment of television right now, okay? We have the Real Housewives of Orange County, which, you want to talk about unhinged, it is absolutely unhinged right now, okay? Shannon Beador is like, I think she is so trying to secure her spot on that show, because she is like stirring the drama, as is Tamara, okay? So we got Real Housewives of Orange County right now. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City just came out with their first episode last week. Real Housewives of Atlanta is ending, and Real Housewives of New York, the new cast, which I am living for the new cast, okay? I think the new cast is better than any old cast that they ever had. I mean, I watched the Real Housewives in New York with my good Judy Tanya Jean because she was obsessed with all of that. But they always got rid of everybody that I liked, you know? Like, I loved that Carol. I know most people didn't like that Carol, but I didn't watch Crappy Lake, okay? Because I'm not a big Luann and Sonia fan. But, like, there are, like, 4 housewife shows on right now, okay? And then I also have Big Brother. I'm, like, living right now for reality television, you know? So I do think that I'm probably in January, well, I'm thinking about it, okay? That I'm going to start a reality television review channel. It's gonna be my 7th channel. I always said I probably wouldn't start another 7th channel, but fuck it. I might start 8 or 9. I don't know. You know, it's like, I got a lot of time on my hands these days. I mean, I can film 4, 5, 6 videos a day. I can probably film 7, right? So it's not a problem for me. But anyway, I'm real excited about all that, you know? Okay, so anyway, but everybody wanted me to talk about Jeffree Star and this whole Trisha Paytas thing. So this is kind of like an OG video of back in the day of things that I did. And I have to tell you, one thing I'm not happy about today. Do you see this? Can anybody clock what I'm not happy about? This is kind of like, did you ever go to the doctor's office and you have those highlighter magazines, you know? When I see in the doctor's office, I still try to find it, and it would be like, find the thing that doesn't match, you know? And I still look at them and I'm so confused, you know? It's like those magic eye pictures. I can look at those magic eye pictures, okay, at the Chinese buffets. I can sit there and look at them for literally like 2 hours, and I still don't see the dinosaur. I still don't. Like, I can never, I'm like this. I'm like trying to cross my eyes and all kinds of things. I still can't see it, okay? I cannot see the truth in those magic eye pictures. So here it is. This is like your highlight picture for the day. Spot the thing that is wrong, okay? Well, this is a Diet Pepsi. This is not a Diet Coke. Now, if you've watched my video, people will be like, Peter, you said you don't ever drink Diet Pepsi in a can. Well, today's the exception to that, and I'm going to tell you why. So here's the deal, okay? I love Diet Coke in a can, but I love Diet Pepsi in a fountain pop, okay? Like at the gas station where you put the crushed ice in it and all that kind of stuff. But when we were coming back from brunch today, we went to Fresh Time so I could get some Diet Cokes, and Alex wanted to get some Cokes because he drinks the real deal, right? And so I went down the soda aisle. They had no Diet Coke. They had no Diet Coke. And Alex, like, we got to the car, and he goes, why did you get Diet Pepsi? Because he knows how I feel about it, right? Well, I won't drink Pepsi, okay? I won't drink that. I will not. That is, like, sugary mess, right? But they only had Diet Pepsi. He goes, why did you get Diet Pepsi? I go, because they didn't have Diet Coke. He goes, I would have taken you somewhere else. I go, it's just really not that deep. So, anyway. So, today, I'm not that happy because I'm drinking a... Today, I'm drinking a Diet Pepsi. So... Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada. I thought I'd sing that today since we are talking about Jeffree Star. You know what's so funny is, okay, so I wore this shirt years ago, okay, when my husband and I went to the Pride Day, and I have this cute picture of us and everything in it, and this shirt has not fit me in years, and now it's baggy on me. Because I've lost so much weight. It's like crazy, isn't it? So anyway, yeah, don't really have those haters calling me out all the time, posting up pictures of my gut anymore. I still got a gut. It's kind of like a drum circle, isn't it? Anyway, drumstick. I don't eat drumsticks because I'm a vegetarian, but it's kind of like a drum circle, isn't it? I remember it all too well. A little Taylor Swift with my gut drumming. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about Jeffree Star, and we're going to talk about Trisha Paytas. I didn't think I'd be talking about them in a while, but this all went down. So... okay, now, I wasn't really clear on the information, so I had to watch a couple different drama videos, and it's funny because, like, every time I watch a different drama video, it's like a different kind of story about this story. The one common theme with all the drama channel videos is that, I mean, we all have different opinions, right? But the common theme is that Jeffree Star was on a TikTok battle. Now, I think I figured out why Jeffree Star left YouTube and went to TikTok, okay? And I think it's because, you know, one of the things that's interesting, and I was watching the Jessie Smiles, I was watching a Jesse Smiles, Lily Marston podcast when they were talking about Raw Beauty Christie and James Charles and things like that. And one of the things that they were talking about was that James Charles gets like a lot of really positive comments on TikTok because people that watch TikTok are like younger and they don't really remember about the allegations and what originally happened with Toddy Westbrook and stuff, because that was like kind of, you know, a little bit of an older crowd that was watching the drama unfold on YouTube and things like that, right? And so it's kind of a different audience on TikTok. And I was watching this whole situation with Jeffree Star where he was in this TikTok battle with somebody, some total stranger, and it's like brought to his attention about Trisha Paytas and what she said on Tana Mojo's podcast, and he's like, and he starts going crazy. Now, listen, Jeffree, I totally relate to that, okay? I mean, Jeffree Star's been in his I don't give a fuck era. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a single solitary fuck. Anyway, Jeffree Star has been in his I don't give a fuck era since he started, okay? I just entered it, right? So, but I relate to that, okay? I relate to that, somebody saying something about me and going off, okay? I relate to that, okay? But Jeffree Star, like, I don't know, like, maybe he drinks too many. I don't know if this is true or not, and I do love a good Red Bull every once in a while. Oh my god, right now I am, like, so into those dragon fruit Red Bulls because they kind of taste like apple, you know? But anyway, I heard that those energy drinks rot your brain. I do. I heard that they rot your brain, okay? So I don't know if Jeffree Star's brain is rotten because he is, I don't know, because he's had so much chemical treatments on his hair, or if because he's drinking too many Red Bulls. I mean, he is constantly sipping a Red Bull, if you know what I'm talking about, right? So I don't know if his brain is rotted, and so he's kind of forgotten history and things like that, because he comes out and he's talking about how Trisha Paytas lied on his name and tried to ruin his reputation. I'm like, girl, could we make a list of all the people who you lied on and tried to ruin their reputation, girl? That were so scared of you that they would never come out and speak about you? Okay. And now enough time has passed that they don't feel like you're relevant enough, so they'll never come out and talk about what really went down, like Manny and Laura and all those people. By the way, since people want to keep on bringing this up to me, I am not like, listen, okay? I am not going to make every video calling out people. I know people want me to, but no, I'm not going to, okay? And in fact, I am so tired, in all honesty, of talking. I mean, it's like really kind of like personally taking a toll. I mean, this is a serious moment, right? Like, of talking about all of this really deep, dark stuff. Like, it's a lot for me, right? I mean, and I know that there's people out there that like to talk about it and whatever. I have said for years, I don't love talking about, like, the dark drama and the dark allegations and stuff. I don't like to talk about it. I think it's important to talk about it, which is why I have been. But trust me, just like a lot of you out there, girl. Do you want to know where that comes from? Okay, so I have this friend of mine that I have been friends with forever, right? Like, before I got sober and stuff. And she came to visit me when I was with my first boyfriend. And she was sleeping on her couch. She could not sleep unless she had the station on the TV turned to... I don't even know how we would do this today with, like, cable and streaming apps and stuff. But she couldn't sleep unless the television was turned to, like, snow or just, like, static, like Poltergeist, you know? And so, he, like, came in because it was, like, 4 o'clock in the afternoon and she was still asleep. And so he, like, came in and he, like, turned off the TV because the TV had been on for, like, 14 hours with snow. And so he turned it off. And she, like, woke up and she goes, girl! So every time I say that, I always remember her laying on my couch. Okay, be like, girl! Like, it's like, oh, I know what I was going to say about the... Okay, so wait, that's where that girl thing comes from. I mean, I call everybody girls. People take offense to that. They're like, don't be calling people girl. Listen, I've been calling people girls since I was 18 years old, okay? That ain't going to change, okay? Like, people say, why are you talking like a 16-year-old valley girl? I don't even think we call them valley girls anyway, okay? OMG, gag me with a spoon. Listen, I've talked that way since I was 4 years old, okay? It's not changing anytime soon. It's just not. Okay, so anyway, I don't even know what that was. Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lollipop. Ba-bum, bum, bum. Mickey, oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine, you blow my mind, hey, Mickey. Hey, 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 Mickey. Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Yo, Janet, I'm about to get this. You want this, but do you really? Okay, now, I done heard that my singing is cringe, so we'll stop that. But what I wanted to say was this, okay? Is that one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube is Real Housewife Reunion Savage Moments, okay? And it's like these channels that are dedicated to putting together the most savage moments of Nene Leakes, or the most savage moments of Kenya Moore, or the most you realize there's a theme here, right? It's always Real Housewives of Atlanta because they had the best reads in town. Kandi, oh my lord, in that first part of that reunion, she got some reads in on Drew Sidora. I was living for that. I cannot wait for tonight. Okay, so anyway, girl, she's worldwide. So am I. I got people in Australia watching my channel. I'm worldwide, Kandi. Kandi, you and I are worldwide, okay? Now, I went through a period where I kind of thought Kandi was boring, but I'm living for Kandi in this season, okay? I've lived for Kandi this season. I love that she is so unbothered that she don't even show up to shit, okay? That's who I would be as a housewife all day long. And I don't know why we don't have the Housewives of Indianapolis, but sure as shit, if that ever happens, I need to be on that show, okay? And I don't want to be no friend begging for my life to get me, what would we have in Indianapolis? Probably corn. I finally get my corn, okay, after 5 years of being a friend. I don't want no corn, but I love to watch those most savage moments. And my favorite thing is when Nene Leakes and Kandi are going at it about Kandi saying something about her mom, and all, or Nene saying something about Kandi's mom. It was not a nice moment, okay? I mean, most of Nene Leakes' most savage moments are not nice. Did you ever see her call out Star Jones on The Apprentice? Oh my God. I live for that so much when she's like, I got your number, Star Jones. And then she's like sitting down here and Star Jones is down here. And she goes, no, I'm going to go stand next to Star Jones. I live for that. You can find it online, okay? I literally just howl watching that, okay? No, I don't think that Nene Leakes is the greatest person in the entire world. She was on Glee, okay? But she does make for great television. And in that scene, she says, I said what I said, okay? And I say that, and people are like, oh, I love that you say that. I stole it from Nene Leakes. And somebody commented on my video, and they said, I love that you're quoting Nene Leakes. And they even sent me a DM, and I was like, yes, queen, yes. Okay. So anyway, okay, now at the 16-minute and 4-minute mark, let's get to the Jeffree Star thing. So anyway, so here it is. Here's the story, okay, Morning Glory. Now, I've watched a lot of these different videos, and people say different things, and then, okay, but the one constant theme is that Jeffree Star was on this TikTok, and he went crazy, right? Because, Trisha Paytas, and I relate to that. Oh, I'm going to lose my mind because you're trying to ruin my... I mean, listen, watch my last 20 videos. I get that, okay, girl? I get that all day long, right? But, so, he was on this TikTok battle or something. So, this is what I think, right? I think that Jeffree Star was so tired of people coming for him and calling all kinds of racists and things like that, which he's proven to be in the past, right? And I've heard behind the scenes that he still is that way. And calling him all kinds of horrible things and all this kind of stuff. And he always says, well, I'm always the villain of YouTube. Okay, girl, well, I mean, you have to do something wrong to be the villain of YouTube, okay? I mean, listen, Pollyanna wasn't a villain, okay? Because she wasn't doing nothing to be a villain. If you're doing things that make you the villain, then that's probably why you are the villain, okay? I'm just saying, okay? Maybe take a look at that. He says in his thing that he moved to Wyoming and he's in therapy. What's your therapist telling you, girl? Maybe you need to take a deep look at some of those things that you did to other people in your life. I'm just saying, okay? I mean, are you sitting in therapy and you're just talking about how Trisha Paytas done fucked you over with her lies and tried to ruin your reputation? Okay. Let's do a little bit of a reverse of history lesson. So the one thing that everybody can agree on, okay, is that Jeffree Star was in this live stream, this TikTok, and he found this information that Trisha Paytas was on Tana Mojo's canceled podcast, and basically what it is, and then he goes crazy and then he ends the live stream. Now, I heard that he got blocked off of TikTok and then he got banned, but now I hear that that's not true. So anyway, okay, but basically, and I found this because I just watched Adam McIntyre's video. Basically what happened was that Trisha Paytas was on Tana Mojo's, see, this is how, like, when people say they don't do favors for each other. Okay, so Tana was on Trisha's podcast. Then Tana did a house tour with Trisha for her channel. That's how Trisha's getting clout off of Tana Mojo, right? And then she goes on the Cancel podcast. Okay, this is how they cross-pollinate their audiences. But y'all don't think that these people following each other, okay, like that is... And Trisha Paytas she has problems with Colleen Ballinger, but she don't have no problems with Tana Mojo that still supports James Charles. But you're going to call out Colleen Ballinger with her when James Charles, and Trisha Paytas does not follow James Charles. When James Charles has self-proclaimed in videos. Okay, girl. Make that make sense to me, okay? So apparently she was in this, well, I watched the clip because Adam has it in his video. And in the clip, and I'm not including clips in my videos because every time I include a TikTok or something like that, okay, even though it's fair use, I always get copyright striked. I was talking to somebody else, a couple other drama channels the other day, and they're like, that never happens to me. It happens to me every single time. So I'm not showing it, okay? Y'all can find it. It's all over the internet. And it's literally like a minute clip of Jeffree Star, okay? So, Tana, and this is on the Tana Mojo Canceled podcast. You can go see it there too. So Trisha Paytas is on the Tana Mojo podcast. Tana starts asking her about people that are canceled. She's talking about Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson and these people, right? And Trisha makes some jokes about, she's like, where is Jeffree today? Montana. And then this other gal that's in there, I don't even know who she is, okay? One of Tana Mojo's little girly friends and all that kind of stuff that she's always eating Taco Bell with at 3 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, y'all are going to be like, no, Peter, I don't know who she is, okay? I don't care who she is. I don't give a fuck who she is, okay? I think Tana Mojo is boring as sin. I wouldn't be talking about Tana Mojo if she wasn't still supporting a predator, because she is. I don't care what she came out and said on to Ethan Klein at the Streamies. I don't care if Tana Mojo came out. People are, like, so protective of Tana Mojo. Okay, she came to Ethan Klein on the red carpet and she said, I will call in and disavow James Charles to you. I am so sorry. Because she's scared to death that Ethan Klein's going to keep on calling her out. Because Ethan, sorry, Ethan. Ethan does have some power, okay? So she's so afraid of that when she sees, this is that whole thing that Christy asked me, what would you say if somebody was on the red carpet? And you see him, girl, I tell the truth. Y'all are just people. We all sit on the toilet the same way and wipe your butt. I mean, what's different, okay? Now, I might wipe my butt with pumpkin spice from Dude's Wipes that I reviewed on my channel the other day for pumpkin spice. Yes, they do. Dude's Wipes does have pumpkin spice. And no, this is not sponsored, okay? I don't know if Tana Mojo uses those or not, okay? She probably has a fancy-ass bidet or something like that. But anyway, okay, listen. I ain't afraid of Tana Mojo. I ain't afraid of none of these people. I go right up to them on the red carpet and say what I had to say. You know, it is what it is. So anyway, but she's so afraid of Ethan Klein to piss Ethan Klein off because he might call her out and then that might hurt her career because she could really start something, right? That's why she ain't worried about me because I ain't getting those kind of views and she don't care, right? So anyway, so she says to Ethan Klein at the Streamings, I will call in and disavow. Now, I said this in a video and people were like, well, the show has been down because Ethan and Hila's dog had passed away, which I said in my video that I felt really bad for them. I even talked about the loss of pets and how we don't talk about grief and things like that with pets, and I felt really bad for them, right? Okay. So, it's now been like 2 weeks, and Tana Mojo still follows James Charles. So, can you guys explain that excuse to me? She's trying to think this through like Robbie DeChristie. No, Tana Mojo's a shit talker, okay? So anyway, so Trisha goes on Tana Mojo's podcast, and she is talking about, now, if you don't remember, Trisha Paytas went on this trip with Jeffree Star to Las Vegas, and apparently had the most amazing time in the entire world, okay? Then Hair by Jay, I don't remember the order of all this, okay? But then she came out and she said that they were horrible to her and they were talking about her skin and they were making fun of her and things like that behind the scenes, right? And then she did this on the Frenemies podcast. She alleged that, I don't know, about a bunch of dirtiness, okay, that they did behind the scenes to her, okay? Basically that Jeffree Star and all these people, Boom Cat, his makeup artist, and Hair by Jay were not nice people. Are we surprised? Okay? I just have to tell you, I am so living, okay, so living, and I'm so glad that she reached out to me. The Audra Rains, okay, who I will link again at the top of this video, because she does these live streams that are fantastic. And let me just tell you why she's the real fucking deal, right? So she reached out to me to ask me if she could use clips of my video and respond to them about Robbie DeChristie, and I was like, if I put it out there, you can respond to it. It's, you know, whatever, right? So I'm watching this video, and she's talking about, like, there's a part in there where I'm like, I'm saying that, like, I can't believe that Tana and Trisha are responding this way about something else, right? And she stops the video and she goes, Peter, she goes, do you really have expectations for these two? Like, they literally are shameless and they have no pride. Like, why do you, and I'm like, girl, she is reading me and she is absolutely 100% correct. And I'm like, I am living for this, right? I'm like, she's absolutely 100% right. Like, Trisha Paytas and Tana Mojo are shameless and they have no pride. Like, they show this clip, and Trisha Paytas from Frenemies, and Trisha Paytas is like, yeah, I wouldn't do, there's certain things I would never do, and I don't do anything for views and clicks. I'm like, it's like the Scooby-Doo era. I'm like, girl, your entire channel is for views and clicks. Like, seriously? Like, you say the most horrific, you have in the past said the most horrific shit. You have lied constantly. You have talked horribly about people. Now, I know you're on your apology tour reputation era. Okay, I get that, right? Okay, and you're sprinkle them here and sprinkle them there for the views and the clicks. But don't come out and say that you never did anything for views and clicks. Girl, you told me on the phone when I was calling you because people were asking me to do welfare checks on you when you were crying on your kitchen floor. People were, in my comments, were just flooding it saying, please reach out to Trisha. I reached out to you and you go, oh girl, that was just for views and clicks. How are you going to get in a podcast and say you've never done that for views and clicks? You're a liar, Trisha. You are straight up a liar and you know you are. Here's the thing. One of the reasons why I struggled losing weight for so long was because I was like 260 pounds forever, right? And my doctors wanted me to be between 260 and 275, okay? And I'm like, that's literally like 90 pounds. I mean, it seems so overwhelming to me that I didn't even try. I think the amount of things that Trisha Paytas has to take accountability for and the amount of lies that she has made over the years that she says was all just trolling for videos and for fun, I think the amount of stuff that she has put out there that is so negative in the world is so overwhelming that Trisha doesn't even know where to start with it. It's kind of like how I related to like the losing of the weight, and the reality is, if I hadn't gotten pancreatitis, I probably wouldn't have lost weight. Like, that's the truth, right? And, got put on different medicine that doesn't make me aggressively hungry and things like that all the time. So, I don't know what will be the thing that will force Trisha into getting honest, and people will be like, well, Trisha is being honest now. Well, I mean, Trisha's come out with an apology here on TikTok and an apology there. Hey, how are you? I'm missing the pool. I'm missing the pool. I know, it did close too early. She want my good G's from the pool. But anyway, she's sprinkling it here and she's sprinkling it there. She's going on a podcast and talking about it here. She's talking about it on a podcast there. And I'm going to tell you right now, okay? When I first started watching this Just Trish podcast, I thought this was a good move for her, right? But now she's starting to get real problematic on the podcast. And this is why this is going to be a problem for her, okay? She's having guests on there like Tana and Dr. Drew and all these people, right? Colleen Ballinger. Not forget that guest, okay? No, that was the past podcast. That was the past podcast. That was called The Friends That Do You Wrong Behind Your Back, But You Don't Know It podcast. But anyway, this is a Just Trish podcast. Now, the reason why Just Trish is going to end up being problematic for her is, if you watch these podcasts, which I've watched bits and pieces of them, okay? Each time, she feels a little bit more liberated to talk about problematic issues on YouTube and problematic people, okay? Trisha's going to end up saying something that she can't get out of, all right? And she's in this process where she's trying to clean up herself, but then she's also, this is like very similar to Manny and Laura on the full podcast coverage, okay? Or full coverage podcast, where they were trying to stay out of drama, and then they started a drama channel podcast, which is exactly what it is, which is the exact same thing that Just Trish is, right? It's just talking about drama. So the reality is, they're drama channels, okay? So Manny and Laura were trying to stay out of drama. Then they started talking about drama. What they didn't know is that they didn't have the 6 or 7 years that we have of experience of talking about this stuff. So they put their feet in their mouth. Fuck it. They put their foots in their mouth, okay? And they screwed each other, okay? Basically, Manny's chewing on Laura's toenails, okay? Is what it is. Gross. It's gross is what it is, okay? But here's the thing, is that Trisha's by herself. So anything that Trisha says that screws herself, it's just Trish. And it's going to come back to bite her in the ass, okay? And then what's she going to say? Like, oh, I failed again, another failure, because you said something screwed up? Because, girl, you aren't, like, this is where Shane Dawson doesn't have an edit button. Trisha Paytas really doesn't either, okay? And I'm, like, watching, and I'm like, girl, you're coming real close to saying some stuff that's going to bite you in the ass. Or is it that you just want to throw up all these people's pictures, like David Dobrik and Gabby Hanna and have Tana Mojo on there and all these people? I mean, she just had that Terry Joe that did a TikTok with James Charles. I'm like, you came out against Colleen Ballinger, but now you have Terry Joe that just co-signed James Charles with his painted makeup. Can you make that make sense? So you draw the line at some predators, but not at others? Like, I'm confused, Trisha, okay? And this is where I think that Trisha is kind of starting to get back into drama, and it's gonna fuck her. It's gonna fuck her bad, okay? And so she acts like she don't want to be in drama anymore. This podcast is getting her into drama. Trust me. Trust me, okay? I've said, listen, Like the person I covered in my last video, I ain't no psychic, okay? I don't think. I might be. I don't know. I ain't got no tarot. Well, I might probably have a pack of tarot cards somewhere in the basement. I might, you know. But anyway, listen. And somebody did send me a crystal ball one time, so I do have a crystal ball too. But I can't read palms or none of that kind of stuff. But anyway, I did, though, go to Fox Hollow Farms and we did a paranormal investigation. You can watch that. It's on my vlog channel. It's my most viewed vlog ever. It's called Fox Hollow Farms. Anyway, but anyway, what I was going to say was, I might not be a psychic or all that kind of stuff, but I'm telling you right now, okay? And I've said a lot of other things that people then later, they say, I have to unsubscribe to you because I'm so disappointed that you said that Shane Dawson's collab was a cash grab. I'm so upset with you because you said this about this person, you said that about this person, and then, you know, 2 years later, everybody's talking about it that way. No, this is, well, it is kind of like an I told you so moment. This is going to stop. Hold on. Okay, so anyway, so Trisha's going to say something in this podcast that's going to screw her, okay? And she's not going to be able to get out of it. And then she's going to play dumb and be like, well, I always fail, and all these things always fail. No, Trisha, you always say fucked up shit is what you do, okay? And you take no accountability for it. And maybe instead of being so worried about having to have a podcast that you have some reason to make that basement into a studio, okay? Maybe if you had actually sat on video and taken some accountability for your actions and proven that you've changed, okay? And taken accountability for all the numerous communities that you've offended and people that you've hurt. Because I think you were having a good start at that. But now you're so focused on having everybody that's problematic and talking about everybody that's problematic on this podcast, it's going to end up screwing you because you're more concerned about the views. But then you got on the Front of Me's podcast and you said you weren't concerned about the views. Girl, I'm just trying to give you some good advice, okay? You don't have to take it. I'm not demanding it from you. I'm not even asking it from you, okay? And trust, Trisha's never listened to me before. None of these people do, so she ain't gonna listen to me now, okay? But I'm just saying, all right, girl, and this podcast is gonna burn you in the ass, all right? And everybody's gonna be like, no, Trisha's making changes. She's grown. She's changed. Come back to me in 2 to 6 months, okay, when Trisha's done something that's fucked up on that podcast. And I want y'all to tell me that I was right, because I was right, okay? I'm just telling you right now, I can see it. I can see it in the cards, okay? I'm just telling you right now, I can see it in the cards. The tower. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, so she came out on this podcast with Tana Mojo, and she's talking about how people move to weird states like Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana, but then they're canceled, okay? Which was kind of funny, honestly. I don't know what she'd think about people moving to Indiana or being YouTubers from Indiana. I mean, Colorado and Wyoming and Montana have a lot more to offer than Indiana, okay? Like tax breaks. That's why they moved there. Y'all know that, right? Okay, that's why everybody's moving to Puerto Rico for tax breaks. But they're not about the money at all, right? Okay. So anyway, that's what... Have you looked into Wyoming? Why every rich person in the world is establishing residency in Wyoming? Financial reasons, okay? It's not just Jeffree Star wants to go out in the wild, okay? Like, let's be for real. Like, you think Jeffree Star don't care about money? That was the first thing he told me the very first time I ever talked to him on the phone was how much he was worth. True story. True story, okay? So anyway, I said something about, at that time, I said something to him about all these people coming for him, right? And he goes, yeah, and I'm worth such and such amount of money, and I made this amount of money last year. So don't they realize that I'm doing something right? Like, that was literally the conversation, okay? I'm sure he's got it taped somewhere so he can throw that up. But anyway, so she gets in this video, and then Tana starts asking Trisha, like, do you think that Shane is canceled? Do you think that Jeffree's canceled, okay? So basically, the rundown of it is, after, 33 minutes, she says, y'all know I'm in my long video phase. I think it's so funny, I just want to tell you, okay, that I am filming 50 to an hour and 17-minute videos, and TikTok's getting, like, shorter, and my videos are getting longer, and more people are watching them. And I just have to say, I am living for it, and I appreciate it so much. I got accused of making 3-hour videos. Trust me, I can make 3-hour videos every single day on this channel. So anyway, so she gets asked if she feels like Jeffree Star is canceled. And she says no, right? And then Tana says, I mean more like personally. Like, would you hang out with him or something like that, right? And she goes, no, I don't feel like he's canceled, okay? Well, from that, and I watched it. I watched the whole clip. She doesn't say anything in there about, like, if I missed it, because I watched it, and I watched it again, and I watched it again, okay? And I didn't hear her really say in there. Maybe it was on her podcast. I don't know. But basically, that's what Jeffree Star is upset about. okay, is that she's acting like she don't even I guess he took from that she don't remember why she called him out. Okay, well, and then he said, you lied and you tried to ruin my reputation. Girl, I love good stand-up comedy. Okay, I do. And you know what I love even more is sit-down comedy with a bad hairdo. Okay, that is a hair down, Tracy Turnblatt, okay, from Hairspray. What is that side swoop, okay? I mean, listen, Jeffree, okay? I know that you are pandering to the conservative side, but your hairdo is starting to look like Donald Trump a little bit. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just an observation. And don't come for me and say, you're shaming Jeffree Star. No, okay? Us Magazine, OK Magazine, Vogue, all them people talk about hairdos, okay? Hairdos and don'ts. So no. I can say what I want to say. That swoop, what's going on, girl? If that were me, if I had that swoop, okay, listen, and I ain't ashamed of my hair. Y'all can come for my hair all day long, okay? I think I look like Ursula in The Little Mermaid. We just watched that movie last night. I didn't really think it was that good. All these people are going on about that Little Mermaid live. I didn't think, my husband was like, you didn't think it was good? I was like, well, first of all, I'm not really into Disney. Why am I just sitting here looking at my crazy hair? I'm getting it cut tomorrow, so. Anyway, come for my hair. Say all kinds of shit about my hair. Jeffree Star, get on TikTok and say shit about my hair. I don't care. I'm not offended by that. But I will say this. If I had a side swoop like this, like Jeffree Star has, I sure as hell, okay, would get one long extension blonde curl like that, okay, like the Who's down in Whoville, and I would clip that thing right onto the end of my hair, and I would just have it like this, and I'd constantly be like girl, you're missing an opportunity. I'm telling you right there, okay? Like, I give these people so much free advice. Like, Jeffree, seriously, with that side swoop, it looks so bad. All you need to do is get online or go have your horrible hair assistant that can't do anything but an old lady wig. Those Ava Gabor wigs. So many people are like, oh, Jeffree Star, I thought his hair looked so nice. You did, girl. I thought it looked like June Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver in 1955. Okay. That updo that looked like somebody's perm in 1962. Looked like updo that somebody's prom in 1962. Girl. Who is fucking Jeffree Star in that updo, girl? I am just asking, okay? What NFL player? I mean, he is constantly talking about NFL players and rappers that are so hot. Okay. I want to know what NFL player, okay, is sitting there looking at Jeffree Star in a pink tracksuit, okay, with this old lady updo, okay, that looks like not somebody going to prom, but the chaperone at prom from 1962, and saying, man, I want to fuck that, okay? Like, I mean, who is saying that? Okay, don't come for me. Like, again, a wig is an accessory, so I can say this is not body shaming. Y'all want to come to me and say, you're body shaming Jeffree Star talking about that wig. Did nobody force him to put that wig on his head? No, damn, Listen, if Hair by Jay came, first of all, I wouldn't have nothing to do with Hair by Jay because I think he's one of the worst people on the face of the earth, okay? He don't take no accountability for actions. I thought Jeffree Star fired him, but then 2 days later he was hanging out with him again because Hair by Jay said a bunch of horrible shit. And he did really body shame Trisha Paytas, okay? And then Jeffree Star was pushed into a corner because everybody was like, are you going to let your hairstylist say all this shit about Trisha Paytas? And he knew he needed to save face. So his excuse was, well, I've been traveling, so I haven't been watching this go on. But I will come out and say something. And then his coming out and say something was, good morning to everybody except for the guy that does my hair. Okay? And basically insinuating that he had fired by Hair by Jay. And then less than 2 weeks later, he's posting pictures on Instagram, okay? But you don't think that Hair by Jay coming out and body shaming, and I'm not saying that she's a good person. I'm not, okay? But, like, two things can be true at the same time, like we've been saying a lot, right? Okay, but you don't think that Hair by Jay coming out and body shaming Trisha Paytas was a cruel thing to do, or body shaming anybody? And I said this at the time, and I'll say this again. Hair by Jay, who primarily works on women's hair, okay? He's said that, right? This isn't just about Trisha Paytas. This is how Hair by Jay speaks about women, okay? This is how Hair by Jay speaks about women. And, you know, Jeffree Star is somebody that, you know, talks about androgyny and the feminine look and things like that. But this is how you are okay with somebody speaking like this about women, okay? That you befriend this person because there is nobody out there in the world that can do hair like Hair by Jay again. I don't understand that, okay? Not to mention, Jeffree, I'm just telling you this right now. If you have the amount of money that you told me that you have, baby, what does Hair by Jay have on you? Like, seriously? Does he have some gossip and some tea on you that's going to ruin you? Because this is the reality, okay? Them wigs are ugly, girl, okay? And I am telling you right now, okay? Ain't no NBA player, no NFL player, NHL player, ain't nobody, okay? I don't care if they're a farm team, baseball team from Indianapolis. Ain't nobody fucking you in that old lady hairdo, okay? And that's just the truth. For that reason alone, you probably should fire Hair by Jay, but you probably should have fired him and kept firing him, okay? For how he spoke about women. Any woman, okay? It was horrific. And you stood by that. So Jeffree Star, you support that. So when you want to talk about how people want to come out and lie about you, and I'm not defending Trisha Paytas, but let's not repaint history to fit your narrative for your new audience on TikTok that doesn't know about history, okay? Like, that's not the case at all. That's not it at all, okay? The reality is that Hair by Jay came out and said horrific things about Trisha Paytas, okay? Trisha Paytas came out and said that she did not have a good trip on that thing and that you guys were saying things about her. You're now saying that was a lie? Girl, why didn't you speak out about it then? Because it wasn't a lie then, it was the truth. Jeffree Star, you always come out years later and say things that are lies, and you always want to share voice notes, and you always want to do this, and you always want to do that years later, okay? After the dust is cleared, you never want to come out at the time and say that something isn't true, alright? Because you know that people have forgotten the story. And now you're off of YouTube where people remember the story and you're on TikTok. And most of your audience, because you do have a good audience over there, most of the audience are people that are like, I don't even know what they're talking about. Like, I don't remember this, right? That's what you're banking on, okay? So this is what I think about the whole situation. I think Jeffree Star is a piece of shit. I think Trisha Paytas, piece of shit, okay? Personally, I'm sorry, all right? Get on video and apologize for all of your wrongdoings. Take accountability for it, then walk the walk for a long time to both of you, okay? And while we're talking about people that I think are not good people, Nikkietutorials, okay? Nikkietutorials wants to come out, and Nikkietutorials, this makes me really sad. This is another Raw Beauty Christie for me, okay? But so many people have brought it to my attention. I've been meaning to mention this in videos recently, and I might make a dedicated video about Nikkietutorials, okay? Nikkietutorials, for everything that Nikkietutorials has gone through on YouTube, okay, and the opportunities that she has, you know, and all this kind of stuff, I mean, like, I was always really impressed at Nikkietutorials' state of problematic situations, okay? Like, I remember years ago, Nikkietutorials did this video where it was like people were painting penises like on their, like right here, and she did like a tutorial about it, and she took it down immediately because people said, your audience, Nikki, is younger, like this is sending out a bad message. Do you guys remember this? Like, I covered this on my channel, okay? And people were like, Nikki, you're sending out a bad message because your audience is younger and you're painting a penis on your, you know, like, with eyeshadow, right? Like, so people called her out for that, and she took the video down. You took a video down where you were painting penises on, and I joked about it at the time. I told you should have kept the video up, okay? But you took a video down because you were so worried about offending your audience by painting penises on your eyes as a grown adult. But you stand by James Charles in TikToks, Instagram stories, posts with your full chest, and you have no problem, okay, supporting a predator, a self-proclaimed predator. That makes me very sad, Nikki. You are no better than he is. And in all reality, when you guys go through and people say, well, a like doesn't equal that, Nikkietutorials has shouted him out in videos recently. Nikkietutorials has shouted him out on Instagram and things like that, okay? It's not just about a like. She is fully endorsing James Charles, okay? I think they were just at something that's like some escape room kind of thing, and it was a picture with her, and several other people. I think one of them was like her husband or fiance. I don't know if they're married yet or not. But I was like, which by the way, have you ever noticed that? I don't know if it's her fiance or her husband, okay? I don't watch Nikkietutorials that closely anymore, but he looks a lot like Avicii. Sadly, who passed away years ago. But anyway, I have really liked Nikki for a long time, right? It's like, there's a couple people out there that I have really liked and thought were non-problematic, like Raw Beauty Christie, Nikkietutorials. I thought Patrick Star was really non-problematic, you know, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, you're going to take a video down because you painted penises on your... Okay, you took that video down because you were afraid of offending your audience, but you have no problem standing behind somebody. Like, and this is the issue. People are like, well, this happened years ago. Why are you bringing it up? He literally just came out months ago in the Cosmopolitan article and said he is still asking for IDs in DMs. He said he realized that social media wasn't dating apps. He wasn't going to do that anymore. So that hasn't changed, okay? And he is still, at 24 years old, asking people. That means that he is looking at people that are 17, 18, or younger, okay, and having to ask them for their IDs that they look that young, that he has to ask them. I mean, he's not dating 30-year-olds, okay, that have just never grown facial hair. He's asking people that look young enough that could possibly be 17 years old, okay, under the legal age of dating at 18. He's asking them for IDs because they speculate to be... Do you guys not really realize the implications of that? And Nikkietutorials is willing to ruin her whole career over this by supporting James Charles. And this is the thing I don't understand, okay? It's bad enough that you support him, but here's the thing, Nikki. Here's the thing, Patrick. Here's the thing, Manny. Here's the thing, all these people that want to continue to support him, right? The thing I don't understand about it, okay, is... Because, like, Robbie Christie unfollowed him, okay? Whether she comes out and talks about him, she unfollowed him. She told me on the phone that after... And I'm going to give credit where credit's due, okay? She told me on the phone that after everything that she had watched all these videos and whatever, that she could no longer follow him knowing that what she knew now, okay? So, I'm taking that for face value. It is what it is, okay? Whether that was a lie to me, to my face, people were like, oh, that was so funny that you said lie to your face on the phone. Whether that was a lie or whether that was a truth, I don't know, okay? But she unfollowed him. Whether it was performative or not, she has unfollowed him, okay? I don't believe that Christy, with her knowledge now, and with everything that she's been called out about, will ever get in the video and support James Charles again. I just don't believe that she will, okay? But we'll see. But I don't believe that she will, alright? But all these people that have these huge careers, that you are fully supporting James Charles by going to his launches, by talking about his new launch, his paint, okay? By going to things with him and taking pictures. But you're reading the articles, you hear the things, okay? So you see that James Charles hasn't changed in what he's doing, right? Like, he said that in an article. They printed it. That article was highly edited interview, okay, about what he could and couldn't say. I'm sure James Charles had the final approval of that video, or that article. He never would have let the article go out if it didn't have final approval. And he let it go out. So if he did, okay, that he had no problem. So he doesn't see anything wrong with that. So the reality is, and I'm a believer that lessons are repeated until they are learned. If James Charles hasn't learned anything about this, then it's going to happen again. And there are going to be other people that come out and speak about James Charles. And if that happens, and you're fully supporting him, you're going to be pulled along with that. There are too many people that are talking about James Charles right now that it's almost kind of like, is something going to come out about James Charles? Because if it does... He's not going to be able to stand behind and say that these are just, like, lies that people are making out about him when there's a lot of people watching James Charles right now because of Colleen Ballinger. So if you're supporting James Charles, are you willing to put your career on the line for all of that? This career that you've worked so hard for and built on social media, James Charles, your friendship with James Charles means more to you than that? Well, if that's true, then you people are horrible business people, and we should never give you any credit for being business people, okay? Because I would never put any business venture on the line for a problematic person in my life. I just wouldn't, period, end of story, okay? I try not to have problematic people in my life anyway, in my personal life, so, you know, that's just whatever. And people are like, well, they're just professional relationships. No. Robbie Christie called her her buddy, okay? Nikkietutorials is out at a social event, at like an escape room kind of thing. Patrick Star was at Michaela Nogueira's wedding with him. Okay, there were other people like Chris Olsen that were at Michaela Nogueira's wedding. People don't have a problem with Michaela Nogueira getting in a TikTok in line, and then they don't have a problem with the fact that Michaela Nogueira invited a known predator and we're taking pictures with her, okay? You know, all these people that were there, I'm just like, y'all don't have any problem with James Charles whatsoever because he has so many followers on TikTok and that's all you want? Like, I thought more of you than that. So anyway... What do I think at the end of the day about Trisha Paytas and Jeffree Star? I think they're liars. I think they're both liars. I think they constantly want to rewrite history because they bank on the fact that nobody remembers anything. Baby, I remember everything, okay? I've been covering this shit for 7 years, and I remember it all, okay? Trust me, I do. I remember it all, okay? I remember Jeffree Star having that boyfriend. That was performative, okay? Then accusing him that he stole stuff, which is, y'all want to talk about, like, the whole discussion about racism and things like that, okay? And we want to talk about, like, you know, institutionalized racism and things like that. And then Jeffree Star has this relationship, which to me was very performative, okay? Then comes out and accuses this guy of stealing stuff with him, and then is seen with him again later, okay? You want to talk about lying on somebody and ruining their reputation, okay? Or even saying that publicly, that adds to that whole stigma, okay? I mean, like, girl, seriously? You just taking a picture saying you're dating a black guy does not make you a racist, Jeffree, okay? You throwing up people from every ethnicity in a photo shoot, which I personally feel is extremely performative, does not make you not a racist, okay? You using this language behind the scenes, you know, I was watching this clip last night of, like, really horrible situations on The View, and it was when Whoopi Goldberg was coming out and she was defending Mel Gibson for saying racist things, right? And Joy Behar, they're like playing the clips of what he said to his ex, right? They're racist statements. I mean, they're horribly racist statements. And Whoopi Goldberg says, I've had him in my house. I wouldn't have him around my kids if I thought he was racist. I know he's not a racist. And Joy Behar says, sound pretty racist to me. You know, here's the thing, right? Like, it's not even about that to me. It's about getting in a video and saying, I'm not that person that I used to be, but never explaining what changed. Never explaining what growth you went through or what you did to be a different person today. When there are still allegations coming out behind the scenes from many people, okay, that are too afraid to come out and speak about it, but let me know that you still use this language and you think it's funny. So, I don't know, Jeffree. You're going to say that everybody's lied on you and ruined your reputation. Well, you've come out against a lot of people. And I'm not saying that that they're great people, okay? I mean, y'all, the whole mess of you, okay? Trisha, you, Shane, Laura Lee, Nikita Dragon, Manny MUA, James Charles. Look at that whole circle. That whole circle is problematic as hell. And why do I think that Jeffree Star... This is the clincher right here, so I hope that you waited through this very long video. My second one of today. This is the clincher. Why did Jeffree Star come out right now and talk about this? Because I'm sure he's releasing some Halloween palette. Halloween mystery boxes, something, right? Jeffree Star don't move like all these other people unless there's money involved. So I'm sure that he has some new collab that's coming out, or some new palette that he's going to release. And so Jeffree Star was the one that invented this back in the day. He's the one that got us all started about drama in the beauty community to begin with. Let's not forget this. It was this fight with he and Kat Von D that got me started doing drama. And I was one of the very first people to talk about this in the community. One of the very first people. Jeffree Star was the very first person that was in drama on YouTube, period, in the story, okay? So he knows how to play this game. He's bringing this shit up and saying that Trisha is saying things that she didn't even say on this podcast, and Trisha is wanting to say he's not canceled because she doesn't want to have issues with people, and he's upset about the fact that Trisha doesn't want to have issues with him and not get along. Okay, I mean, I understand that you want maybe like a full apology from Trisha. Don't you think Trisha maybe wants the same thing from you? One of you has to start, okay? You know, I remember, you know, like people say to me years ago about, I don't give respect until I get respect. I don't have a problem giving respect first, okay? But once I do, then it better be a two-way street. Y'all are grown adults, and you do not know how to respect people at all. And not just you and Trisha, but you don't know how to respect people. You're disrespectful, you're nasty, okay? And it's money hungry, and it's crap is what it is. So bet. Jeffree Star is about to announce a new launch. Just get ready for it, because he's starting to stir up drama. And Jeffree Star wants to come out and say that Trisha Paytas lied, which she probably did. I'm not saying that. Trisha Paytas opens her mouth and she lies, you know? She don't need to move gold couches in front of the perfect sunlight and all this kind of stuff and have a scripted speech apology, Jeffree, okay? To spit out lies like you do, okay? Trisha Paytas just opens her mouth and lie. You lie in a very contrived, manipulative way to hurt people deliberately. Trisha Paytas lies and she hurts people, okay? It's both the same outcome, But the way you guys go about it is different. So how you can come out and say that Trisha Paytas lied and tried to ruin your reputation when you've done the exact same thing to so many other people is baffling to me. And yet again, people want to say you've changed. But here's another example of you taking no accountability whatsoever. No, baby, you ain't changed at all. At all. At all. Yakety yak and don't talk back. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.